"Bless me, Father, for I have sinned." That's how it started, just like any other confession. But what followed wasn't a sin. It was a cry for help. On a muggy September evening in 2019, 16-year-old Leah Mercer walked into St. Augustine's Church in Larkridge, Pennsylvania, a sleepy town with fewer than 6,000 people. She never walked out. The church doors were locked from the inside when police arrived. No forced entry. No signs of struggle. But her phone was found in the third pew, screen still lit with a recording app open. The last words captured? "He said I could trust him." What Father Donnelly failed to mention until 6 months later would unravel the entire town. Larkridge was the kind of town where everyone waved, and most doors stayed unlocked. St. Augustine's had been the spiritual heart for over a century, and Father Donnelly, age 62, was considered a fixture of the community. Charismatic, quiet, and always present at bake sales, funerals, baptisms, you name it. Leah Mercer was a standout student, editor of the school paper, straight-A student, and known for her unfiltered honesty. She was outspoken, especially when it came to calling out injustice. Teachers admired her. Classmates respected her, even if they didn't always agree with her. But behind that sharp intellect was a troubled home life. Her father, a former steelworker, struggled with alcohol. Her mother worked 2 jobs. Leah spent more and more time at church, drawn to the quiet. Weeks before her disappearance, she had confided in 2 teachers that she had discovered something at the church that would destroy lives. Neither took her seriously. The night she vanished, Leah told her best friend, Talia, that she was going to confront someone. She wouldn't say who. Security cameras at the rear entrance of St. Augustine's showed Leah entering the church at 6:47 p.m. No one else entered or exited until 9:13 p.m., when Father Donnelly emerged and locked the doors behind him. When Leah didn't return home that night, her mother assumed she had stayed with Talia. It wasn't until morning that panic set in. The police searched the church. Nothing. The confessional booth was empty. Her backpack was gone. But Leah's phone was found, wedged between 2 cushions of a pew. The recording was partial. Only the last 17 seconds were recoverable. "He said I could trust him." There was a rustle. Then silence. The file ended abruptly, as if someone had stopped it mid-sentence. At first, police focused on the family. They interrogated Leah's father for nearly 12 hours. Rumors spread like wildfire. Had he snapped? Had Leah run away? But then strange details began to emerge. 2 previous churchgoers, both teen girls, had gone missing in the late 90s. One was found dead. The other was never recovered. At the time, the cases were linked to a drifter. But neither case was ever solved. Then came the anonymous email, sent to Leah's best friend. One line, "Check the confessional." Police returned with a warrant. Inside the booth, behind the old wooden paneling, they found a hidden compartment. Inside, a cassette recorder. And dozens of tapes, each labeled by date and initials. Some of them went back decades. The tapes were recordings of confessions, which was illegal under both church law and state law. When Father Donnelly was brought in for questioning, he said he had no knowledge of the recorder. But his fingerprints were found on multiple cassette labels. And one tape, dated the night Leah disappeared, was missing. That missing tape became the heart of the mystery. What had Leah said? Why had Donnelly removed it? And more importantly, where was it? Investigators combed the church, the rectory, the parish office. Nothing. Donnelly lawyered up. The diocese placed him on leave, but refused to release internal reports. Then came a break. A custodian found a torn piece of a cassette label in the furnace, partially burned. It matched the night Leah vanished. When the FBI joined the case, they dug into Donnelly's past. He'd been quietly transferred between churches 4 times in 20 years. Always after a review. No charges. No records. Finally, a sealed court deposition from 2003 was unsealed. It included testimony from a boy who claimed Donnelly had used confession to gather secrets and blackmail. 6 months after Leah's disappearance, the church's cemetery was damaged during a storm. A tree collapsed on one of the old tombs. Workers discovered something underneath, a cement block with a false lid. Inside, a cassette tape, wrapped in a blue silk scarf. On the tape was Leah's voice. Shaken, angry. She accused Father Donnelly of covering up multiple incidents, assaults, financial theft, even the suspicious death of another priest in 1996. Then she said something no one expected. He told me if I ever said anything, I'd end up like the girl in the garden. The recording ended mid-sentence. Then a new voice. You should have stayed silent, Leah. The voice was confirmed to be Father Donnelly's. He was arrested 2 days later. Father Donnelly was charged with obstruction, illegal surveillance, and suspicion of involvement in Leah's disappearance. But he never went to trial. He died of an apparent heart attack in county lockup 3 weeks later. No body was ever found. Without a confession, without a body, Leah's case remained officially unsolved. The church was shut down. Its contents auctioned off. A new subdivision is being built on the land now. But many in Larkridge believe Leah was buried somewhere on the church grounds, and that others knew but stayed quiet. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. That's how her recording started. But Leah wasn't the sinner. She was the truth teller. And in a town built on silence, truth can be deadly. If there's one thing this case proves, it's that sometimes the confessional isn't a place for forgiveness. It's a trap.